I kind of view success as making a decent living and being happy. I think it's easy to make a decent living. It's a lot harder to be happy. I mean, if I was the only person in the world doing what I do and living the life that I do, would I consider myself successful or not successful? Many times we have a desired end game. Even maybe we see the end game. We see where we want our lives to be. We imagine where we want to be. But we have a problem with the middle and with the beginning. It's like after imagining the end, we want to just jump from where we are straight to where the end is. And in so doing, we fail to appreciate the process that gets us from the beginning to the end. We fail to appreciate the time that it takes to move from not being able to run, from crawling to walking to running. And I think that process is one of the most important things in the work that we do. The end game should actually be our motivation as we go on in our everyday life. When we have a vision of what we want our life to be, however big, however ridiculous the vision, I find that the sweetness of that vision is what gives me the motivation as I go through the hardships in the present. And so that becomes my encouragement. It becomes my strength when I feel like things are low, because I know where I'm headed and I know what the end game is. It enables me to go through the process without too many worries. You know, it doesn't matter how rich you are, you just can't buy time. Like however rich you are, you can't get 9 women to produce 1 child in 1 month. It has to take 9 months. That's just the process. That's just how it is. There's a time and season for everything. And if you do something before it's time, or if you rush something, then there's bound to be problems in the end. One thing that we kept hearing when we were kids, I think this saying was so popular with our teachers: practice makes perfect. And I think over time it became a cliche. And I think there's nothing that makes that saying become so true like photography. Because I can honestly tell you that it takes practice, 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 practice. Like, that's not even debatable. With practice, things that looked hard become easier. Some things that I used to think about so much when I was shooting 5 years ago, now I don't even think about. I just shoot and they're in the back of my mind. Only because I've shot for some time, that what used to be a problem for me has now become part of my subconscious, that I don't need to think about it. And that's what practice does. It makes the things that seem difficult now become so easy that you don't even think about them. A week from now, a year from now, years from now, it just becomes easy because you practiced. And there's nothing that will substitute that. There are many questions that I get from guys who are just starting out in photography. And many times, I just know that the simplest answer and the most direct answer to tell them is, you don't know how to do that? Just practice it. You need to be able to shoot quickly. You need to be able to autofocus manually and get it spot on. Just practice. And I think for many people, they think like, no, you just oversimplified everything. But there's nothing simpler than this: practice. Right now we live in a digital world, and that's just not something that we can escape. If you are not in a digital world, you probably might not even have heard about me. You might not even know my work. Most people who know my work know it because someone sent them a link, because someone tweeted them, because someone tagged them on Instagram. And that's the reality of where we are. And that's a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. Many people can get their work seen by millions, by hundreds of thousands around the world, just because all they are is a click away. Unfortunately, that is also a problem, because the digital world democratizes everything, and it can easily make people who are fantastic artists feel like they are nothing. And it can make others who do not understand a thing about what they're doing feel like kings. And the one thing that I feel like I need to say very clearly is that Instagram likes, Facebook likes, Facebook shares, all this digital stuff is not what makes you an artist. What makes you an artist is doing work, is producing art. It doesn't matter, 1,000 shares don't make you a better artist. Neither does 5 shares. And so if you're an artist in this generation, I feel like it's so hard because most of us are automatically insecure. We're insecure about our work. We wonder whether we are good enough. We compare ourselves with everything around us because everything around us is accessible to us. But once in a while, you just have to shut off the outside world and say what you want to say with your work. And once you say it and you feel like you've said it in the best way possible, it doesn't matter whether it's seen by 5 people or seen by 100 people or seen by 1,000,000 people. That does not validate what we do. Only you and how you've put it forth validates it. If you feel like you've done your best, then you've done your best. If you feel like you can improve, then go and work harder and improve. It doesn't get good because someone else said it's good. It's good because you put your best into it. People interested in being artists should be because they want to say something with their art. And I think this is an important part of being an artist, having something to say. If you have nothing to say, then I think your art might end up being void and hollow. And most of us might have gotten used to stifling our voice, to being silenced, and to not having an opinion. And this is the beauty that art does for us. It gives us an opportunity to just say the things that we would like to say with our mouths, but maybe can't. And so, if you're interested in being an artist, I feel like you should say that thing that you want to say. Dig deep inside you and say it. Do not stifle your voice. Do not say what you feel the people want you to say. It's not about what gets you the most likes when you post it on Instagram. And maybe what people want to hear, but not what you want to say. Find your voice, take your time, find your voice, and then be loud about it. Do not accept to be stifled. And remember that the art that you produce is an expression of yourself. And so in a way, our art shows is a little piece of who we are. And every day what I struggle with is trying to just find my voice, and not just find it, but speak what I feel like I need to say. And I know I'm not the only one, because many times we want our art to be liked more than we want it to be real. And it's important for it to be real. As you struggle with this, just try as much as you can to steer towards the realness of your art. Do not fall for the likes, do not fall for the shares. Your art is valid and you are valid.